Yo, podcasters, check it, we here to thrill. Talking 80s flicks, and ain't gonna drink our fill. Got our brews ice cold, turn the volume up. From Top Gun to Ghostbusters, never get enough. Collaborate and listen to our reminiscing. Back to the Future and the Goonies crew. Pop the top, sit back, got a beer or two. Rock those big hairstyles and neon light craze. 80s tunes in the mix, rocking all our days. Collaborate and listen to our reminiscing.
All right, what's up, everyone? Collaborate and listen, episode 29. We got some fun things in store for today. A little extra stuff that we don't normally do. I don't know. Yeah, what's going on? Tell us about it, George.
So we decided, because it's the holidays coming up, and I've talked many times about doing non-alcoholic beer. So Charlie and I brought a couple of non-alcoholics, but we also brought the real thing.
Yeah. Don't get us wrong. This is not a non-alcoholic.
We are going to be drinking,
yeah.
but just to kind of do like a comparison to see if you've followed our social media. We did this before with the Heineken Light, and Heineken Zero,
and that was fun to do.
Yeah, and so yeah, we're gonna do some with. We have a Blue Moon. So I already poured the Blue Moon to get us started, but this is the regular Belgian white.
Yeah, Belgian beers, the original hazies.
Yeah, and this is their non-alcoholic. So we just wanted to see how they compare to each other.
And what movie are we doing today?
We are doing Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So a lot of this is focused on or revolves around the holidays and upcoming holidays. And we got Thanksgiving. We just wrapped up
Halloween.
With our Halloween, our scary movie edition. And so this one we went with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and figured it was perfect that our music topic is related to transportation, and we're also talking about some non-alcoholic drinks in case you don't want to drink and drive over the holidays. Nobody likes getting pulled over. And
yeah, so what people don't know, if you don't know us, you don't realize this, but a lot of times when we go to parties, we throw non-alcoholic beer into our cooler, so that at the end of the night, if we are driving, right, we'll drink a couple of beers and then chill with the non-alcoholic stuff. And so it is a good way for us to be social, hang out, and still be able to drive home. So,
and one of my favorite, I'm very familiar with non-alcoholic beers, and one of my favorites is the one that Charlie brought. But let's get started on our Blue Moon.
So we've already poured it. So George showed the two different beers for us.
Yeah.
So I'll show in this cup, we have the regular Blue Moon. So you can see, like I said, the original hazies, like these Belgian whites, they have a very hazy look. And then
in the revision cup also looks very hazy, but this is the non-alcoholic. So
all right, well, let's get a pretzel ready too. So what we're gonna do today, we know which one is which, so we're not gonna try and figure out which one is non-alcoholic, but we want to see like how much different it is, how quaffable are the non-alcoholic versions of it.
Yeah.
And then we'll rate them. And then the other beer that we got, we'll bring them out later, but it's Lagunitas. So Lagunitas has a really good non-alcoholic, and then we went and picked up some regular Lagunitas IPA. So
yeah. Should we start with the
let's go non-biased here. Just I like the smell of this one. So Blue Moon in the bar, you'll see it always comes with an orange.
Mm-hmm.
And this has a lot of good orange. Like they really bring out that orange flavor in here.
Almost like a mandarin. It's like a sweet.
Yeah, it's I mean, it tastes like a beer. It doesn't taste, it almost tastes like a seltzer almost.
Yeah.
And that orange is pretty strong. Tastes kind of like orange juice.
Whereas, and I've also tried some really bad non-alcoholic beers where it was almost like it was just straight seltzer water, which I think is them just trying to get that
Yeah.
feel of carbonation, like it's an actual beer, and then they forgot to add the
For sure.
flavor.
Yeah, but this has good flavor. It's good. I mean, I guess we can do quaffable on these.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I had to, if this was a taste test, I think I'd be able to tell this was the non-alcoholic.
Yeah, but I would order it from the bar. Like if
Yeah.
it's a very quaffable non-alcoholic beer. I like it. It's refreshing. Perfect after a long day of work. I'll give it a solid 7.5, 8 on the quaffable scale. Like even I don't know if this is a non-alcoholic scale. We have nothing to compare it to.
I'm gonna say it's a non-alcoholic scale for me, and I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, 8 on the non-alcoholic scale. Yeah. All right, now what we really need. And we've had Blue Moon before, so it is a beer that I do like to order from the bars as well. They don't have a good IPA, or if I'm just kind of tired of drinking IPAs, Blue Moon is my next go-to beer at the bars.
And they used to have something similar called Shock Top,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to love Shock Top also.
Wow, similar.
Pretty close, huh?
Yeah,
The flavor.
the orange comes through strong in that one.
I think if anything, the leaded, the actual Blue Moon with alcohol, I think it feels a little bit heavier.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Still a refreshing beer. I mean,
Yeah.
These are like an ales that are they're light ales. So all right, pretty good. Well, we'll continue to drink. So on the quaffable for this one too. I mean, I've had this. I'd give it similar 7.5. The non-alcoholic tastes a lot. I mean, like it's a good non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
So 8 on the non-alcoholic scale. On the Blue Moon on the regular scale, 7.5. I mean, it's a beer that I enjoy drinking.
Yep. And I would still again order it.
I didn't look at the alcohol content, but I'm thinking Blue Moon regular is probably about 5.5%.
I think it might be high. Well, maybe. I'm gonna guess like closer to 6. But yeah, it's been a while. I don't know if I've ever even looked.
I would guess this one, the non-alcoholic, probably pretty close to 0, maybe 0.1. Maybe 0.1. So non-alcoholic beer actually does have a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, I think non-alcoholic beer, they brew it with the beer and then they remove the alcohol from it. So it's not brewed as a non-alcoholic beer. There's an alcohol removal process, which I'm not really familiar with, and I might be making that up. We'll fact check that. No, I'm pretty sure I read that. And so they do leave, there is like a little bit of alcohol in there. All right, what do we see for alcohol?
5.4.
Still got it. All right, that's
All right. Which is actually pretty good considering, like I said, it is a little on the heavier side. Big flavor. And it's only 5.4%.
Yeah, you know, our what is a big beer and what is just 5.4%? Back in the day when all you drank was Miller Lite and Coors Light and all these light beers that are 4%, when you drank a beer like Heineken, that Heineken, people think like, oh, drinking green bottles, you're gonna get all messed up.
Yeah.
It is only about the same, like 5%. I believe Heineken is only like 5.2%. And now we say 5.2, that's only 5.
It's like a MLB pitcher throwing in the high 90s. It's like they all do it now.
Yeah.
Before it was a really big deal.
That's regular. You're throwing that all game.
Yeah.
All right. Any fact checks?
Oh, I do actually have not so much fact check, but I have some evidence. So in the last episode, I was talking about um doing or at least attempting to do to do a triathlon.
Starting the
Yeah,
triathlon.
yeah. First leg of it. So I have proof that I at least participated
Yeah, nice.
in 2010. So the Bike Factory Haleiwa Triathlon. If they still do it, I'm not sure, but I had some friends that were actually triathletes, and they were the ones that told me that this is a really fun one. It's doable for the average person, and with hopes that I would get into it and then maybe do harder ones. So of course they're not going to try and like burn me out, but that was what they said. They said it's really fun. So back when I did it, I believe it was about a 400 meter swim, 2 laps around Old Haleiwa town with the bike, and the run was along that beach on the where like Haleiwa Beach Park is, and then they have the tree line. I believe the run, it's like a 1.5 or 1.4 mile run
Doable.
along that beach, which was another big deal because not everybody got to see that part of the beach. So
Yeah.
they'd open it up for the race.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
They also had a race just around like people would bring cruisers
Oh yeah.
and they do just the bike.
Oh.
So they'd have like a two lap around Haleiwa, and then people would just bring like with the family, they'll bring like a bunch of bikes and everybody just do two
Yeah,
laps.
that's fun. A lot of the longer races usually contain some kind of
A mini.
a family friendly or somebody just getting into. But yeah, triathlons in general, I mean, like decathletes are known as like all purpose. That's sort of like you're like one of the top athletes in everything. But triathletes in the fitness world are considered elite, especially like when you're doing the full triath, like the Ironman. And so we'll talk to Keith later. I know he is an avid runner. He's run the Boston Marathon. He like runs marathons quickly. So he's I don't know if he's ever tried a triathlon, if he's swim or bike. And I know we have a bike at our house that my wife wanted to get into triathlon. She swam a lot and she ran a lot and says, I just got to learn how to bike. Bought the bike. It's still sitting there. I don't know if it's ever had an actual rider on it. It's been in my house at least.
Well, I can tell you, make sure you check the tires.
Check the tires. Check the last episode if you want to hear the tire story. All right. I got a couple of Nightmare on Elm Street facts that we talked about. Nancy was reading a book about booby traps, and when in the episode we're like, I don't know, it's Booby Traps 101, and I think he said like Booby Traps for Dummies. The actual name of that book was called Booby Traps and Improvised Anti-Personnel Devices. So basically Booby Traps for Dummies, but it had an actual name.
She was prepared to go to war. She was preparing herself. She wasn't one of these people that was just going to be a victim. Like
I think Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, which was not a very good movie. Like, I also have a list of all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and a little bit. I looked up a little bit about them, and Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was a little bit of a flop. I mean, enough so that they made more Nightmare on Elm Streets, but
3 was Dream Warriors.
And that was a big one.
That was the one I think they had a kid with a wheelchair.
Oh yeah, they were warriors. They were like training.
Yeah.
That's when Nancy came back.
Yeah,
and she's working with these guys and she's training them to go fight Freddy.
And then Dream Master, I think, was for.
Well, I'll that you are correct. Those are all fact checks. So yeah, well let's say. Well, I'll say first that with the booby traps, they could have made Nightmare on Elm Street 2 like Home Alone, where you just focus on the booby traps for Freddy. Like those were I guess that's kind of what Dream Warriors was. Like they started training people to fight Freddy. So it's like, yeah, setting up the booby trap. So maybe it is a pretty good idea. So here are the original Nightmare on Elm Street series. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Nightmare on Elm Street in the original series. So Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, 1985. Part 3, Dream Warriors, 1987. Part 4, The Dream Master, 1988. Number 5, The Dream Child in 1989. And then Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, 1991. Until
He meets Jason.
well, actually, there was Wes Craven's New Nightmare, so it's not really part of the series, but it is. Oh no, that is more meta with Freddy invading the real world of the actors and filmmakers. So, those were the 7 Nightmare on Elm Street, and then there was a Freddy versus Jason in 2003, and in 2010, after you finished your swim. You could have gone home and watched Nightmare on Elm Street, a remake with a different person doing Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah.
Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy instead of Robert Englund. And I never knew that there was a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, but I'm interested in watching it. It's supposed to be more gory and a little bit more intense on the gore side.
Yeah. He was actually Kelly in Bad News Bears.
Oh, Kelly is
He was the
Dusty
home run
kid?
hitter. He was like
the smoker.
he was, yeah, the one who rode the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad News Bears is 70s. Yeah, that's a fun movie.
And then
Yeah, we were watching
the remake they did with Billy Bob Thornton, I think, was like in the 2000s.
Which is also
Yeah.
fun. This non-alcoholic one is pretty good. It definitely feels like drinking beer.
They make it close enough, you know what I mean?
I had one more fact check about Nightmare on Elm Street, which I talked about the budget, and I said like how it was a low budget, and then this movie kind of saved one of the companies. Well, the budget was between 1.1 1.5 million dollars, and it grossed over 25 million in its original run. And so it's famously, the movie is credited with saving New Line Cinema. So it was a New Line Cinema movie, and people often call it the house that Freddy built. And yeah, so New Line, it was struggling, almost going out down, like, and then
But it was big because like in the 80s and then maybe like the early 90s, when you saw that New Line Cinema, the film strip pop up, odds are it was probably like a horror movie that you're about to watch. Or I mean, like
they did a lot of those.
Yeah, they did a lot, and it kind of like became like how nowadays they have Blumhouse, I think, does a lot, and it's like certain companies become known as the known for certain genre movies, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. It's recognizable now. You would never think New Line Cinema was struggling.
Yeah.
And so, yep, thanks to Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, I had another segment that I was gonna do. I was gonna surprise you, but I didn't tell you about this one. But this one is called do you have any more fact checks?
No.
So before we move on, I got like one more segment before we get to the Be Kind Rewind. This is all the good things that the Atlanta Falcons have done in the past month.
This shouldn't take long.
All right, segment's done. Man, those stupid Falcons are like, we don't have any Falcons clothes. It's like nothing good to talk about. Penix is out. We got Kirk Cousins coming back. He hasn't done well in his like little stints. Drake London's hurt. Can't find the kicker. They've lost games because the kicker can't kick an extra point, and every week they're close.
And every week I hear talk about how great Bijan Robinson is, and we just
We don't
decide
see
not
it.
to
Yeah,
use him.
let's not give him the ball.
Yeah.
So here's to that segment. That segment is now
Over.
over, and maybe over for the rest of the season. All right. That being said, it is now time for Be Kind.
Rewind.
All right. So today's movie was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Quick synopsis. A high-strung marketing exec, Neal Page, just wants to get home to Chicago for Thanksgiving. Fate sticks him with Del Griffith, an overly chatty curtain ring salesman with a big heart and terrible timing. Every mode of transportation fails them, every plan collapses, and every mile becomes a test of patience, empathy, and humanity. Main cast is not a big cast. Steve Martin is Neal Page. John Candy was Del Griffith. That's
And then about 50 cameos.
yeah. So a few. Layla Robbins is Susan Page, Neal's wife. Michael McKeon was a state trooper.
Mhm.
He's from Better Call Saul now. Spinal Tap,
Spinal Tap.
and then
He was in
Edie.
Coneheads too. He
No.
was like the main Mib,
I think he was on
main bad guy.
Saturday Night Live for a bit too.
It was either that or SCTV, which
Mm.
John Candy was SCTV, so could be Canadian.
Eh?
Eh.
And then Edie McClurg was the car rental agent. It's a little cameo there, but also known from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yep. She was Grace, worked in the principal's office.
Yeah, very, very recognizable voice and character that she played. I also, fun fact is that she was the voice of the housekeeper, or the person that welcomes her into Prince Eric's house, welcomes Ariel into the castle from The Little Mermaid. So she also voiced the character from The Little Mermaid.
So
Bringing it all
her
together.
character in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, she enters the movie at a point where I think Steve Martin. What was there an R rating on this?
Yes.
So I think it was because of that scene.
It was only because
There
of
was about 20 F-bombs he drops.
Yeah. So I mean we'll maybe get to this more in like Act 2 or so where he gets there. But yeah, he at this point he's pretty fed up with everything that's going on. He's renting a car, they kind of screw him over, and there's F-bombs from him, there's F-bombs from her, and then the rest of the movie is pretty much PG.
Yeah.
And so in today's rating, it would probably, even with that much F words, I don't know how many F words make it like R compared to PG-13. But it's basic. It would probably be PG-13. I don't even know if they had PG-13
back then. Maybe not.
Fact check.
When it was
when
NC-17 or
PG-13.
Yeah, if it went PG to R. At what point PG-13 came in? Yeah, it's a good fact check.
Yeah. So, and then what is the cutoff for how many F words or swear words? Because there are F words in PG-13 movies.
Yeah.
All right.
Be good to find out.
All right. So Act 1, story begins. We talked about this is a Thanksgiving movie. So yeah, the movie starts
basically right off the bat for me with cameos, because his partner in the office, what was his name? His name was John. So basically his partner when they're doing their sales pitch. That's Ferris Bueller's dad in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But yeah, I mean, the person that's deciding whether their pitch is effective or not, and I mean, like, basically just deciding on their pitch being accepted is just taking forever. to decide, and he's like, I gotta make the 6 o'clock flight. And yeah, the stress started from there already, because
He's trying to get home.
if he pushed it to the 8 o'clock flight like his partner did,
And his
they'd
partner,
probably be
they
like,
never showed
yeah.
that the partner made the 8
Yeah, he
o'clock
probably-
flight
yeah.
and went home, but he probably did. But it was funny. The boss is over there looking, and it's just like, and every time he goes, he's like, I'm gonna say something, and they're all like, hurry up and say something, and he doesn't say anything. But yeah, that sets it all up, is that he is then trying to make it home. And so his home is his wife, and he has 3 kids, and they all want to see daddy, and they're all like waiting for him. So he's a good family man, and he's just trying to make it home for Thanksgiving. Yeah, so then I mean that's the premise, and that's what the whole movie is about. It's just him.
He's already in
Trying to
the
make it
first
home.
minute of the movie, he's in a rush already. So his stress level is like at this point.
Yeah,
And-
like he forgot his gloves.
Yeah.
So it's cold, right? It's Thanksgiving. It's
Yeah.
already cold outside. He's in New York. So he's in New York trying to get to
Chicago.
Chicago. And he forgets his gloves, and he's like telling his partner, hey, grab my gloves.
Yeah.
You're not going to the 8 o'clock flight.
Which that means some point in the movie he's gonna wish he had those gloves.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm in a rush. I gotta get going. And so yeah, the movie starts like he's already just trying to get to the airport. Well, as you can imagine, holiday time, he's trying to get a cab to the airport, and there is a line of people waiting for cabs. There's like, he's like, I'm not gonna make it.
Who does he see across the street? Kevin Bacon.
Another cameo. They put Kevin Bacon in this just so that when people play 6 Degrees to Kevin Bacon, he's now in another movie, so that people can be like, oh, Steve Martin, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and then they can link it.
Could
So
be.
they did that for the game. That was quick question. Was Ferris Bueller's Day Off a John Hughes movie as well?
Yep.
Okay, so
And that was like, there was a lot of Chicago references in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago. They were like in the parade in Chicago. They went to the Cubs game.
right.
Yeah.
We talked
Chicago
about that.
references. Yeah.
And I know that John Hughes reuses a lot of people. So when we say like, oh, like Edie, like she's like, this is Ferris Bueller's dad. Edie is the secretary. So yeah,
Once I saw Ferris Bueller's dad, now I'm watching through the movie.
who else?
Who else was in it?
So Kevin Bacon. So this is a rewatch for me, but I don't remember watching too much from the first one. I don't remember too much about.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had seen it too.
And what I didn't remember was Kevin Bacon being in here at all. And then it was just a cameo
right off the
because
bat,
then I was like, oh, Kevin Bacon's in here, and then that was it. So spoiler alert, yeah, Kevin Bacon is in there, but has nothing else to do with the movie.
If you haven't watched it recently, I just watched it on Prime, but I think it was because I have a MGM membership. I might have a subscription of MGM within Prime. I don't know. But it was on Pluto. It was on Pluto.
It was, but I pulled it up on one of the regular streaming networks. I didn't pay for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we forgot to mention. Normally, we try and say like if you're gonna watch it, where
Like
it can
where.
be found. Yeah.
Oh, we haven't done that. Well, we actually didn't even know that we were choosing this movie until the end
until
of
the
the
very
last
end, yeah.
episode. All right. So Act 1 still, right? He's trying to get to the airport, and this is where he finally gets a cab. He hails a cab, and then somebody else takes it from him, or then says no, he got it, and then Neal is saying, this is my cab. I got, like, I'll pay you for it. And the guy's like, okay. He's like, I'll give you $20 or something. And then the guy says, well, if you're like $50, and he says, okay, I'll give you 50. And he says, well, if you're willing to pay 50,
then you'll pay 75.
so he ends up paying this guy $75. Now, in the meantime, in the background, John Candy, Dell, is loading his stuff into the cab driver's like, come on, I gotta go. These guys are talking about whose cab it is. And John Candy gets his stuff loaded into the cab and they take off. And Steve Martin, Neal paid the guy his $75 and didn't get the cab.
And
He's
someone
running,
else
he's
takes
running down the street. He's trying to catch him and ends up not catching him. And I don't know how Neal gets to the airport.
Right. There was a point where he did actually catch up to him because that's how they locked eyes.
Yeah.
And then they see each other again at the airport.
Yeah. So they locked eyes, but he never did get in the cab or anything.
Yeah.
And then they end up going to the airport and their flight gets canceled. Right? They see each other at the airport first.
Canceled. Yeah.
They see each other at the airport. There's like, you're the one that, like, why do you look familiar? And it's like, oh, you stole my cabin. And John Candy's character is like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was your cab. And he really didn't, right? He wasn't trying to steal it. It was just like, he's like, that's
while
right.
while they were bargaining with each other, he just was putting his stuff into the
And the cab driver is like loading it up. It's like, I was wondering why it was so easy to get a cab during rush hour. I thought it was just like my lucky day. All right, and then so that's basically they reconnect at the airport, and that's kind of the start of this adventure that they have. So yeah, that's kind of act one, right? Just kind of sets the scene, trying to get home, and then they finally meet up. All right, here we go. Next beer. Those of you guys listening, we're gonna take a break before act two, and then we got another. This is the Lagunitas IPA, legendary IPA, Petaluma, California. Cousin Keith, his sister, is living in Petaluma. We can fact check that with him, but she actually, we can talk to him about this. She actually owned a bar in Petaluma. Remind me to ask Keith about that. But yeah, anyway, she might still have it, but I know that she did. All right, and this is similar, right? Looks very similar, but this is the IPNA, catchy, non-alcoholic IPA. All right, full flavored, hop forward.
My favorite of the non-alcoholics.
All right, I do have a bottle opener down here, but I want to see if you can open this with something else. What did you open it with last time?
I got something I can open it with.
This is always.
I'm just writing down Keith's sister bar.
All right. All right. Show everybody what. If you're listening, George is now opening the bottle with a chip clip, the one that keeps our pretzels fresh in between. That was easy. That was a good one. All right. So.
What would be really funny is if it's a twist off. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that.
All right, so regular IPA in the cups on top. IPA and IPNA. Oh, this one's even darker. This is opposite. All right, so this is the non-alcoholic one. And maybe here we got to do them side by side, maybe. Yeah, like it's definitely
non-alcoholic. Yeah, it looks darker.
They overcompensated. Yeah. All right, we did the non-alcoholic first last time. Cheers. Let's see. Oh, it smells good.
And they make it taste like it's beer.
they really go hop forward on
Yeah.
this. Like we've talked about other beers that taste like just it's so hoppy.
There's a bitterness to it, and
it does
the
taste
carbonation.
like a session IPA. It does taste like a light IPA. Like it's not doesn't taste real big. But on the quaffable scale, then on the non-alcoholic quaffable scale,
I'd give it a 9.
right? It's all because it's also an IPA flavor. Like the Blue Moon, it's a good Blue Moon. It's a refreshing drink, but for like what our flavor forward of what we like, yeah, I'll go up there 9 as well.
I think especially for what you're trying to get out of it is to get that feeling like you're actually drinking, but you're not.
Yeah, has to be. If every sip you take, it's like, oh, like this is it's all right.
Like, I'm just trying to fake it.
Yeah.
But this actually, you'll feel like you're drinking.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what the. I've had Lagunitas before, but I don't really remember what it tastes like.
I think it's really close to the NA.
It has a bigger bite at the end. It definitely has it has a bigger bite. It's not as not as smooth. As in IPA, I don't know. This might be one where I think it's bigger than like the average IPA. I don't know, just it tastes super. It just has a back and maybe 6.5, 7, 6.5.
I'll stick with 6.
6. Does it taste lighter to you? Like, is it on the?
I mean, it's different because the Blue Moon has that citrus, has the haziness.
Well, 6.2. So yeah, you're closer to 6. Legendary. All right, Lagunitas Brewing Company since 1993. That's like for our age, like, oh, since 1993 doesn't mean much, but then like our kids who are like, like 19,
So when I was 21.
20, like in our they're just like 1993. Oh, this is so old. Yeah, for us, we're like 1993. All right, well, we got little NA to get us. It's going to be Collaborate and Pissin, I think, by the end of this one with all the extra non-alcoholic stuff we're getting in. Yeah, it did take us long. Like we're normally into the second, third beer, pretty
Almost, almost at our third beer
by
already.
Act 2. So, all right, we got to catch up. Okay, Act 2. They're together. They end up the plane. They meet and they're like, oh, they get on the plane, and then the flight gets canceled.
I wonder how much he actually spent, because he was basically covering the whole trip, especially after their first hotel or motel.
Mm-hmm.
They got robbed, so all their cash was gone.
And Dell didn't have any credit cards.
Anything.
What did he say?
Although it was pretty good is selling off all the rings as jewelry.
Yeah, that was a fun scene. So yeah, they end up getting a motel together, and this is the start of where we see they're not gonna get along because John Candy's character Dell, he's
A slob.
He's basically a slob.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, he's friendly, but he's a slob. And then Neal he's a businessman. He wears a suit. He's very like just
Proper and clean and tidy, and try and keep my stuff in these boxes.
So they really set the relationship at the start of this act in the motel because there's only one. They end up like having to share a room, and this room only has one bed. And By the time they get to bed, I think Dell has spilled some beer. There's
He spilled beer on Neal's side.
on Neal's side of the bed. And they're just getting ready for bed, and Dell's character is having to clear his sinuses. So he's just like
it was crazy.
And he wasn't even sleeping yet.
Yeah.
He was just like
He was just trying to clear his sinuses.
he was just going through his ritual before he went to bed. And you're like, oh man, imagine having to sleep next to this guy that you just know is gonna be.
It's like your side of the bed has beer. The guy next to you is like snorting, basically.
But yeah, that's the whole movie is then that kind of sets the stage where Dell is a nice guy, but he's a slob, and he's also just kind of like he's kind of like a screw up almost. Like he's always not meaning to, but like just messes.
I mean, the
up.
description is good too. It's like he has bad timing for certain things also, and then has like perfect timing for other things.
That's right. Yeah, he always comes through like, okay, I'm saving you, and then it's like, oh man, like look what you did. You messed this all up again. It's like, oh, I'm saving you, and so yeah, their relationship is just back and forth.
It's very like odd couple.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
So that scene, when they're in the bed together, they do wake up in the morning, and John Candy, I mean, and they're both thinking about their relationships, and John Candy ends up
kissing him on the ear.
They were spooning.
Yeah.
He ends up kissing Neal's character on the ear. Then they kind of wake up, and it's like, why are you kissing my ear? It's like, why are you holding my hand?
Where's your other hand?
It's between the pillows. And he's like, those aren't pillows. And then they're like, and it was the only scene, or one of the only scenes that I remember from watching that movie, is like that line of those aren't pillows. And so yeah, that's the start of them now. Okay, so they get their stuff together. While they are sleeping, they do show somebody breaking into the room and stealing their money. And so then they go out, they're eating breakfast, and they're like, now Neal looks in his wallet and says, I had this much money, and now it's gone. Like, you stole my money. And Dell's like, I got this much money. If there's $1 more in there, and then he doesn't have.
Yeah, he's like, you don't have anything.
So then they figure out that they got robbed. And that's when Dell starts selling all of his. Now they need some cash, so he starts selling all of his curtain rings, shower curtain rings.
Curtains, yeah.
And that was a fun montage of all this. So there was one scene where it was like maybe like 16-year-old girls, and he's trying to sell them as earrings.
Look 18. Like, yeah.
That was a funny scene.
And I think one of my favorite parts was the second hotel that they're staying at when the maybe it was that first one. It was when the guy, no, it was the second hotel. The guy's son comes to pick them up.
Oh yeah. He has
and he's like his wife tells his wife to go and grab the suitcase. Second one came out sideways.
Yeah, so throughout the movie, we see that Dell has all of these connections. Yeah, right. He knows the people at the motel. He's like, I'm
selling them shower curtain rings.
Yeah, this guy is his son is going to give us a ride. And he has all these connections all across. Trying to get from New York to Chicago, and because he's a traveling salesman, and so he builds all these relationships. But this is when they do get picked up. we find out they're in the back of a truck and it's freezing cold, and we find out here why Neal needed his gloves. So they're not needed. I mean, it was cold, right? So they're sitting in the back, and then he sees a pair of gloves in the back of the truck that they're sitting in, and they go to grab it, and then some dog is like
rabid dog under there,
not letting him get it. He's like, "Oh, I'm freezing. I need my gloves." So yeah, that's when they brought it together. Like it wasn't. You knew that they had to bring it in where, like the gloves were important.
But yeah, it was just a lot of unfortunate situations.
So the plane gets canceled. So like what? Like planes, trains, and automobiles. So they get on this automobile, takes them. From there they make it to a train.
I think it was plane.
It was plane, then the automobile,
Then the automobile, then the train.
then they get to the train.
Oh yeah, because he was taking them to the train station,
and then they get on the train, and Neal is like, "Hey, we like thank you. This has been great." They're in separate.
He said, "Sorry, I couldn't get us a seat together." But you know, he paid for it and said, "I don't want to sit next to this guy."
And Dell's like, "I'll pay you back. Like, give me your information." And Neal's like, "No, like you don't need my information. It's a gift. Don't worry about it. I got it." And then of course the train breaks down, and so then now they're together, and now we see like Dell is dragging. He has this big chest, big trunk, and he's dragging it. And then you see Neal comes and picks it up and helps him carry. And you're like, okay, now they're friends, and now we realize, okay, that we're better together. We're gonna help each other. And so then, yeah, they're going off together, and then Dell knows somebody and gets them a car. So now they're back in an automobile, and then they're driving, and Dell's character, he's annoying. Like he doesn't even realize how annoying he is. But yeah, Neal's sleeping, and Dell's smoking his cigarette, and he's singing, and he's like looking at and just like swerving all over the road. Anyway, basically what happens is he ends up flicking his cigarette out the window, but it doesn't go out the window.
Just goes into the back seat.
Car goes into the back seat, and then the car didn't catch on fire. There was something that happened
immediate, but
something that happened that made him go off the road and then come back going backwards.
It was because it was getting hot.
Oh,
so he was trying to take the jacket off, and then his jacket, one arm got hooked on the controls.
So then he tries to get his other arm out,
and then he gets stuck. Now he has two arms stuck in the controls for the chair. And now he's steering with his legs, and then he ends up swerving all the way to the end. And this is all while Steve Martin is sleeping. And then he's like, "Oh, I almost hit a deer."
Yeah, they spin out everything. So then he ends up getting back on the road. And when he gets back on the road, he's now driving down the wrong side of the road. And then there's other people like, "Wrong way." And they're like, "Roll on your window." Like, "Wrong guy
wants to race."
He's like, "No, what are they saying? They're going the wrong way." And they're like, Dell's like, "He doesn't even know where we're going.
How does he know which way?
How does he know which way is the wrong way?" It's like, "Thank you, we're good." And then they end up
two trucks coming at them.
Then they end up going through two semis coming by. The car gets damaged. They pull over. They step on the brakes. The trunk goes flying. Everything's messed up. And then they're walking to go grab everything off the road. They turn around and the car is on fire because the cigarette finally caught fire, burned everything. And now somehow the car still started up, and they end up at another motel. And that's when Dell doesn't have any money. So Neal gets a room. Dell doesn't have any money.
And this one actually worked out because the second hotel actually had two beds, so they didn't have to spoon.
Yeah. I guess this kind of takes us to Act 3. At this point, well, maybe still part of Act 2 is now they get in the that rental car, and they're now going right. They returned that car, and now they're what happens?
The car was basically trashed, but they still could drive it. And then that's when the cop pulls them over. That's when the Spinal Tap guy.
Yeah, McKeon.
Yeah. He pulls them over, unsafe to be driving.
Yeah, they're like, "Do you know how fast you were going?"
Yeah.
Well,
None of our gauges.
the speedometer is burnt, so I don't know exactly how fast I was going. And they're like, "Well, you're going too fast." And then what happens from there? Because I think I might have went to the restroom at this point. The next part I remember is like Steve Martin, Neal is trying to get his own car. So like they split. Like after the cop, so the cop pulls him over, and then what happens to them when the cop pulls him over?
I think they get towed. I can't remember if that's how they get split up.
But
like that's how they.
I think that I know there was a point where he just says, "Hey, I think it's easier if you travel by yourself. Like it's just going to be easier if you travel by yourself." And then Dell was like,
because somehow they end up in the so the car gets towed, and then they end up in that town where the car gets towed to. The cop's not going to let them drive with that car, and then John Candy comes around, and he's in the passenger seat of the truck. So he's in the rig, and then he pulls over to get Steve Martin. He said, "Hey, I got us a ride, but this guy's not comfortable with us sitting in the cab with him, so we got to sit in the back." So it was like 3 hours of them sitting in like,
and that was
refrigeration.
That was after the car scene, though. I mean, the rental car scene.
Oh yeah,
like so they split up. Steve Martin, he basically gets a rental car. They drop him off at his spot. It's like F7, goes to F5 or F7 or whatever. F5.
Oh yeah, that was before the burning car.
Before the burning car, and after he didn't get that, so they split up. He's like, we'll travel better alone. Ends up like F-bombs, whatever, he's stuck, and then John Candy pulled up in that
after
car.
he has that scene with the
timeline's a little, that was all before.
He comes out and he gets into it with the taxi guy.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to Chicago." "You know you're in Wichita, right?"
Yeah. So Act 3, they get in the back of this truck that's transporting cheese. And they're doing that for 3 hours. I mean, that's pretty much the end of
3 hour, yeah. And then they basically get to the point where they're now going their own separate ways on the subway.
Right.
And that's when Steve Martin kind of puts the whole thing together that he doesn't really have
he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going home. Yeah.
They never talked about, so Dell's character talks about his wife and how much he loves his wife and she loves him. But where he's going and what they're doing, they don't ever really talk about.
They haven't been home in years. Like through the conversations that they had, and now he's like on his final leg trying to get home. He's recollecting all of these conversations and interactions they had through their adventure. And it dawns on him that he's not going.
Dell has nowhere to go.
So pretty iconic scene at the end when they're walking down Neal Street and they're both holding the trunk.
Yeah.
And with all the conversations he's had with his wife, like his wife knew exactly who this was.
Yeah, it was like they knew each other. Yeah, every chance that Neal got, he was trying to call home, and even that was a struggle. He went to one hotel where he goes to use the phone, and you could and again, this is in the 80s where you're still like using landlines and
rotary.
You couldn't
rotary phone.
You couldn't turn the dial on the phone, or maybe you could only do operator. I don't even know, but there was a lock. I've never seen a lock on any of those phones like that.
Interesting. It was interesting.
But in the end, it's a movie about humanity, about like these people needing each other,
It's
as
definitely growth in the characters.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because as frustrating as
it's
their relationship was, it's like power of friendship overcame, I guess.
yeah, where from the outside you can see they're both good people, right? It's not one was bad and like they're both good people, and it just ended up the situation that they're in. You're already like high strung because you're trying to get home. And,
Yeah. It's the holidays and
all right. Well, just about ready for our. Well, it's not even our last. I guess it's only our third. We'll see. It might be our last if. Well, the last for now. Now, before I send out the signal for cousin Keith, any behind the scenes, or I mean, you talked about cameos. Any other cameos? People from the movie? I do have one. It says the rental car scene added for an R rating. That was the scene that added for an R rating. When
I didn't even know that, but it felt like it. Like it definitely
for sure.
could. I can see it causing it to go from PG to R.
So one of the other things, this was so John Hughes. So we've done Weird Science. We talked about some different John. We did a quiz on John Hughes movies. This was one of his first, like, kind of away from kids and doing that genre of the high school. This was like an adult centered movie, and that was one of his first movies away from that. And that's something that came out for me. I also heard that this movie, the footage, they had over like 3-4 hours of scenes that they could have put into this movie. And so when you think of like how messed up the train and this car and that, and how messed up that was, they had a bunch of other mess ups that these guys could have gone through. And I did think when I watched this is that a lot of movies in the 80s, hour and a half. Like that's it. We can get through these movies in an hour and a half and I'm done watching them and it's not too bad. Last night I put on Black Widow. We were just happened to be putting on a movie. Niece Dakota was home. She put on Black Widow. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. You go watch any of the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movies. They're like 3-hour movies. So thank you, John Hughes, for keeping it at an hour 30 and not putting us into about like 5 more automobiles or like who knows what else is in that footage. But they had like 3-4 hours of actual footage that they cut on, like it's sitting there on the editing floor.
Black Widow is a great movie, though.
And then I don't follow Marvel enough, but I did watch the whole Black Widow, and I remember watching it before. Her younger sister, who plays her younger sister in the movie, she was so funny. Like her character is so good in that movie. Yeah.
And so we were also talking about Thunderbolts, and in Thunderbolts,
I never even heard of Thunderbolts before.
She's like the main character, the younger sister. Yeah.
Oh. Which is good. I was wondering what else she
like
was.
Already afterwards, and the dad, the Red Guardian, David Harbour, his character's in it. Winter Soldier's
so
in it.
It's almost more of a Black Widow Part 2, but it's I did see. I mean, it was on the screen as like the next, like you might be interested in Thunderbolts, and it was like the new Avengers. I think is what it was. It's titled as. At least on the preview, it is.
Mm-hmm. There's like a little asterisk.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that being said, we might watch Thunderbolts tonight. Like it's But any other? I don't have anything else from this. I do.
I got
Yeah.
something to tell cousin Keith, but when we get him on the
Well,
phone,
wait. I think I got something for that segment. So, well, while we wait for Keith to join us, let's get to
technically beer number 3.
technically. All right, this one.
Ooh, skull and crossbones on there.
Keep cold, drink fresh. All right, we followed instructions. Now, George, it's a big number right
Yeah,
here.
you saw it already.
So I saw it. You haven't seen it, but this I will say, this is Boneyard Beer. Hop Venom is the name of this beer. So you guys can see. Don't look. It's also backward. No. All right. So Hop Venom. It is a double IPA, so it's going to be a big one.
It was double 8 or more.
Double, probably. Maybe super fan Keith will remember what we said. I know we've gone through it multiple times on what makes a single, a double. This is a double. All right, a regular IP. So we had a non-alcoholic. We had easy Belgian white ale IPA. This smells like a Lagunitas,
We had a
actually.
5 and a 6. 5 and a 6, basically. You're 5.4, 6.2, right?
And that tastes like a double. Yeah, a lot of times with breweries that I don't know, the beers ends up not liking it. This one, I like it. Tastes like a double. Tastes big. Oh, we got. Oh, there he is. It said K for a little. We just had K on there. Well, for those of you that are listening, we just had cousin Keith join us on the video screen there. Keith, just to catch you up, we just poured beer. We got Boneyard Beer. George, don't look again. He didn't guess the alcohol content on here, but we did say it is a double IPA that we're drinking here. So we like the can. We like it. Did I just hear you open yours?
What's up? Yeah, hey, I did just open something up. By the way, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Greetings and salutations.
Aloha. Yeah. George, I like the shirt.
Thanks.
Yours is so
Looks good.
like, do we need to send you one, or are we just gonna like wait till you get here?
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you guys want to see what I'm drinking. All right.
We can't wait.
So I realized that the lighting's bad, huh?
I see it. I don't know.
I realize I need to talk a little bit. So this, I don't know, it is Kona Brewing Company. It's Lilikoikea. It's a seasonal release beer. As you can see by the ridges on the top of the can there, brewed on the island.
Yeah.
So it's a wit beer. Do you guys know what a wit beer is?
I know. I don't like them. They're like, it's like German beer, right? Like it's a.
So it's a Belgian style beer. It's wheat and it's got spices in it. But because this is Kona,
does that make it like a German wheat? Is that's why it's a wit?
It's a wit beer. Yeah.
It's a wit.
I like
for these Germans.
I do like wheat thins. Wheat thins are one of my favorite snacks.
Yeah, so it is a little spicy and it's got the passion fruit in it. So
sounds good.
Yeah,
sounds
good.
Right. We did have Blue Moon, so we had a little Belgian white beer earlier, and that was pretty good.
It's funny that you brought that because I actually was at the store picking up supplies, and I was looking specifically at that can, and I ended up getting something a little bit different, but it's
Ah.
from the same Kona Brewing,
Yeah.
and it's the Mahea Haze, which we'll get to this maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how long this segment goes. If we need another, then we got that on backup.
I'm gonna guess this tastes like it's a 10, maybe a 9.5. I'm gonna say 9.5.
All right. Yeah. So
It's-
George was about. I saw the number already. So George says 9.5.
It tastes like it's liquored up.
It tastes. It tastes like.
It tastes like old English.
So it's.
I'm sipping on yak.
It is 9%, and I don't
Oh.
need my glasses to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's huge.
Oh, it's a big.
He
It's
you
a
can see it from here, like. Hop Venom Double IPA or DIPA will strike you, or will. Oh my God, I got the glasses on. And Hop Venom DIPA will strike your olfactory system with venom-like aroma intensity and leave you wanting more. By utilizing multiple dry hop additions at rates of 5 pounds per barrel, Venom will satisfy your hop fix. I mean, I'm glad it's 5 pounds per barrel, because more than 5 pounds per barrel is just too much. Like I hear when you do 6 pounds per barrel, it's just not drinkable. So
Keith, I have a question for you before we forget.
Yeah.
Your sister owned a bar. Does she still own a bar?
Technically, yes, I believe so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and where was it?
Petaluma, California.
From
So
Lagunitas?
So it's up in Sonoma County near Lagunitas. Yeah.
so
That's how I came up.
earlier today, we were drinking some Lagunitas, and we tried. Today's theme was to try it with the non-alcoholic
Oh, okay.
counterparts. So we did the Lagunitas,
And then
and
we
we
did,
did the
Blue Moon, and then we did the Blue Moon non-alcoholic for the holidays. And being that we're talking about transportation,
so at least the facts checked out. So we're like, okay, we gotta. I'm like Keith's sister, Petaluma. Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds great. And then speaking of beer, like that's.
Do you guys? So you guys already obviously talked about the movie, and you, George, you mentioned transportation. Anything pop up?
No, we did have a segment, great things to talk about the Falcons for the last month,
and then it was over.
and then it was over. That took us 2 seconds.
Since last episode, any Halloween or any Christmas decorations go up?
No, but we do plan on decorating our house this year. So I am traveling for Thanksgiving. I think we mentioned last time that we want to try and record this before I left. So I will be traveling next week. And when I come back, the plan is to decorate the house. We put up a lot of lights outside, but nothing so far. Are you turning on your lights that are already?
Absolutely.
Oh, really? All right. Yeah, since you gave me the green light last episode, I decorated the interior of the house, Christmas trees up, and then this weekend I'll put my outdoor decorations out. I don't know. Can you see this right here? I've got.
Kalikimaka.
Mele Kalikimaka. Yeah.
Thought I'd
Nice.
put that up there just for the episode.
For people that may not be from Hawaii, Mele Kalikimaka does mean Merry Christmas.
Do you
in
guys?
Olelo, Hawaii.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have an elf on the shelf or anything like that?
We never did Elf on the Shelf at our house. What is?
Right.
You do Elf on the Shelf?
I do not do elf on the shelf, but I do
Snoop.
Snoop on the stoop.
Oh,
So this is my Snoop Dogg Christmas
a
decoration.
hood tradition. I see it.
It's a hood tradition. Put it on the mantle there.
That's funny. What is the Elf on the Shelf, Snoop on the stoop? Like, what is you're supposed to like he's supposed to like hide himself or
supposed
go
to
different. Like the
move
kids are
it-
supposed
move
to
it
find
around.
him.
Yeah, I actually don't really. I never used an elf on the shelf, so I really don't know much about it. But when I saw Snoop on the
You gotta-
stoop,
you
I
gotta-
knew
you
I
gotta
had to
do it.
get it.
But I hear like kids get freaked out sometimes when like the elf moves on their own,
So-
right? They don't know what's going on, and
And I
There's
think
a-
in my house that's where we'd be like, I think it's possessed.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently, yeah, it's supposed like the parents will move it, from different places in the house, and yeah, that would be pretty freaky. There's some pretty good videos online about
you
the
gotta check some of
them
that.
moving. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, I tried to make it through. We were saying with the alcohol, because we're drinking the alcohol beer plus the non-alcoholic beer. So we're actually only on our third beer, but we're really on like our fifth drink because of all
Okay.
the other stuff. So
And we pregame.
all right. Yeah, we better take this off. No, I don't know. You guys are coming with me. I think the filter is to not hear everything.
I don't think we've ever heard.
We'll catch it in a
But
post credits.
what we did catch is Keith's dog. Like I thought we had that filter
yeah,
off, but that came through loud and clear.
I
So
heard that.
YouTube, it was
so
perfect.
maybe the filter's not turned on. I don't know. We'll see. This might be our first real collaborating piston.
Well, while
All
it's
right.
just you and me, Keith, I do have something to bring up to you. So my mom mentioned that she does not feel it's safe for you to be watching videos while running.
It is not. I agree with her 100%.
She said, although you may be more nimble than
Yeah.
she is, she's similar to you. She likes to take Charlie and I along, and you as her walking buddies.
Yeah. I
Like,
will
ooh,
say though,
yeah.
I did try it again. Oh wait, can we hear something?
No, she just was like, "Oh, tell Keith he shouldn't watch video while he's running. That's very dangerous."
Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful that she's looking out for
Yeah.
me for sure.
Oh, and something else I brought up. No, I'll show you. I had some evidence
Oh,
that I
he's
did
got the
actually
shirt.
attempt a triathlon.
He's got the shirt.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So Keith, we mentioned that you do a lot of marathons. Do you keep all of your shirts, or do you have a display case or anything for all the marathons and also do you have a number of marathons that you've done? Do you know what that number is?
Gosh, I don't have a number. Over to the side here, I have a rack where I hang most of my medals. The shirts, they tend to, after a few years, they'll disappear. But I do hold on to the ones of I would consider significant marathons that I.
We did mention earlier that you did a Boston marathon. What are some of the significant ones that you've
Yeah.
done?
So Boston is obviously the most significant for any marathon runner. That's the Mecca, the one that everybody wants to go to. You have to qualify to be accepted into the race, and so that's the biggie.
And what was your time for that one?
I honestly, I don't. I'll tell you what. So in order for me to qualify to get into Boston, the first time was 2016. I think I ran 3 hours and 11 minutes. Nowadays, I'm not even close, and I have no desire to.
It takes me about that long to drive 26 miles
Yeah.
now. I drive pretty close to speed limit all the time, so that is pretty impressive.
Yeah. So for me, Honolulu Marathon is now my go-to. It's they market it as the Aloha Spirit or something. Take as long as you want. So I just enjoy myself.
Yeah,
Take my
and
time.
you get to stop by the studio.
Exactly.
You got to do that last time, and we're
Yep.
looking forward to it this time. So
Yeah.
any excuse to get you here that works for us.
Yeah. That's pretty much the way I've sold it to myself. It's just an excuse to get over there. That's why I started doing the Hapalua too, the half.
Yeah. For those of you that are not familiar, the Hapalua it's a really good race too. It's a half marathon.
Yeah.
And so Keith tried to get me to do it. Did not. I almost signed
Yeah.
up, but
Yeah.
no, not anymore. My running days are done.
All right. Well, before we get to the cassette tree, do you guys have? I got another question I can pose.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was curious. So I think it was last episode. Was it last episode that you guys were talking about Magnum PI?
Probably, yeah, because we were
Or-
talking about how I can be connected to John Saxon.
Okay. Because yeah, so it's funny. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about my memory. See, I couldn't remember if it was last episode. So I noticed when I watched last episode, you guys have good recollection or retention of movies. I thought actually I wanted to compliment you guys. I thought the Nightmare on Elm Street segment was on point. You guys, I was like, man, they really remember this movie like one scene after the other. It was impressive. Like I was watching a show one night, and I have a friend that was watching the same show, and I was like, man, this is a great episode. This is amazing. When I see him, I got to tell him he's got to watch this episode. The next day I see him, I'm like, oh my God, the episode was amazing. You got to watch it. And he says, by the way, his name is Nelson. Shout out to Nelson. He does listen to
right.
Collaborate and Listen.
I mean, if you're giving him a shout out,
Yeah.
I hope he listens. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, Nelson?
Yeah. So he's like, oh, well, tell me about the episode. And I was like, I can't remember what happened in the episode. I just remember telling myself, I got to tell you to watch it. And that was literally one night, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, forgot what it was.
I mean, to be fair, in talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, we're preparing and there's things that we're writing down and we just watch things. I will tell you, my wife she's like a savant in recalling things. Like she'll watch an episode and tell me about it. And I'm not sure if she's making half the stuff up because I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But from an outsider standpoint of never watching it and probably never going to watch it either, she is really good at recalling information and telling me all about like what she just watched. So yeah. It's not everyone can do it. I know. Thank you for giving us credit for like.
Yeah. So I digressed. I'll go back to Magnum PI. So why in the world have we not seen this episode that George was in?
Well, I will find it. I will find it. I will find it.
Have got to track that
the
down.
footage is just
My wife has it. She has it somewhere because she sent, once she found out, she found the picture, she posted it on like Facebook back then, and everyone had a big laugh about it. I'm wearing like these like high corduroy shorts.
Corduroy shorts were the thing. I love my corduroy shorts.
Were you guys like Magnum fans?
We were I was on a baseball team, and part of the story was there was a prince from Jororo, and he had a baseball team, and John Saxon was his security, and their baseball team played against our baseball team. And I remember we filmed where we filmed. It was like in Julio, and basically we were just playing baseball. So it was all the guys that I played baseball with. It was my team, and probably some other team that made up the Jororo team, and my friend Marcus got one of the main parts, and his friend got the other part as the Prince of Jororo. They're both Iolani grads, but I can almost remember the lines. Like if I watch it, because I read for my friend Marcus's part, so I can almost remember, like as he's saying it, like what the lines were.
You were in the background when he was filming. You were in the background. You were mouthing like,
Yeah. He was saying it should have been me. It should have been me.
should have been me. You know, like when the little siblings watch the older siblings and they're
Yeah.
dancing, and the little siblings are on the side like.
I
Just
remember it was 3 days of work. We got paid $93 a day, and we were getting like studio level, like they had like some caterer that
You guys are
was
VIPs.
the food,
like it
yeah,
was,
like the food and everything. It was like pretty unreal
yeah, good
stuff
experience.
that we got. Yeah,
Well,
for 3 days. Yeah,
this many years later,
Yeah.
still talking about like the experience of being on Magnum PI.
unfortunately, I didn't speak, so I don't get royalties.
Okay. Well, so I guess this goes to my George said what segment.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure George, at one point, George, didn't you say you had an agent?
I did. Her name was Ruth Revere. I remember her. Yep. So I was in 2 commercials and Magnum, and that was the extent.
All right.
Suntory orange juice, a commercial for Hiram Kamaka, which was a politician, and then the that part of in Magnum. Although I was with my baseball team, because I had an agent, she did, I think, get involved with me being on there. But the Suntory orange juice commercial, I had to perm my hair. So there's also a picture of me with curly hair somewhere floating around. I'll find that too.
Yeah, I didn't have an agent, but I mentioned before my mom had the reggae connections, and then they did film a commercial, and so I am slide rider number 3, I believe was if there were credits for that, I would be slide rider number 3 in the reggae connection commercial there. It'd be great if I could ever find footage of that. It was.
So my mom is gonna watch this, and she's just gonna probably be amazed that I remember that I was in. It was a Suntory orange juice, and Hiram Kamako was the politician.
Yeah,
my Ruth Revere was my agent. But
go ask her next time. Well, when she brings it up, then see like what else she might add, or she's like, oh, what about this?
Yeah, who would have ever thought? I didn't know you guys had experience in this stuff. You know, it all comes out. All right.
Or I could just be making it all up. You know, you say it with confidence, it's believable.
Yeah, that's why we want to fact check. We want to see that Magnum. We want to see that Magnum PI episode for sure.
Dororo Farewell. I can't remember what season and what episode, but you can find it. Dororo Farewell was the name of the episode.
All right, rapid. Oh, Charlie, did you have? I'm sorry.
I was on TV for one other thing, and I'm not gonna say it. If you know, you know.
I know.
But so we're not gonna say. We'll just say it was alcohol related, and and we'll leave it at that. So not something that I acted in, but was featured on. So we'll just.
Okay. Yeah. God, I don't think I was ever I was never in a commercial. Actually, when I ran one year in the Boston Marathon, I was on TV. Like, it was on NBC, carried it, and they had the starting line. And then if you pause it, you could see me. And I think, I don't know, I might have had a couple other things. Oh, yeah, sporting events. I've been on TV on sporting events, but I never was a feature in a commercial.
Yeah, I've been on the news for
doing the
not I might have been for that, but yeah, I've been on the news for like education stories and some other stuff, but nothing.
Actually, I was on the news in high school.
Yeah, it's fun to be on the news. Like watch me on the news. Like record this. All right. Well,
before we get to the cassette tree, maybe we should fill you in on our selection for the next movie and the music.
So we did. Yeah, we did try to get some. We have something. So for everyone, before we forget, because we might forget, but the next movie that we're gonna do is Brewster's Millions.
The next episode we're going to be on is episode 30. So there is some significance to Brewster's Millions to the number 30.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll give a quick synopsis. Is that Richard Pryor, who his name is Brewster,
Monty Brewster.
Monty Brewster, has to spend $30 million in 30 days
in order to get his inheritance in full, which is 300 million.
And so we thought it's a good. So one, there's a connection to John Candy. So that's how we started talking about Brewster's Millions. John Candy from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is also in Brewster's Millions, and then the big 30 reference there. So, and then nothing to do with Brewster's Millions. The song choice or the next cassette tree will be songs about alcohol, anything that has to do with alcohol. We haven't done, I mean, it's an alcohol podcast, a beer podcast. We got to have some songs about alcohol in there.
Yep.
So
Okay.
we've already thought about some, but like get that out there before we forget. Make sure everyone knows. All right. Well, is it time for our? I forget. Oh, put the
needle on the push.
Put the cassette and
It's time to drop in the cassette and push play.
Drop in the cassette and push play. So it is time for Cousin's Keith. I said this last time too. Cousin Keith's cassette tree. Let me share my screen here.
9 seconds of fame.
And we got songs related to travel. Now,
or transportation.
Or transportation. Yeah, it's not even, I don't know why it says travel. It's supposed to be for transportation. So fact check that already. But before we get to that, we did talk about this. So this is a fact check that I wanted to save. It's not really a fact check, but give people a little bit of taste. We had talked about Dream Warriors last time, and Keith gave us a little bit of trivia. He gave us a question, which I believe we both got wrong. I never heard of Dokken, and even when I put in this song and then I started researching, like, hey, what else songs are they famous for? They're not. It's
no, but Dokken is like a metal band.
Yes, but
yeah.
Okay. So if you are familiar with metal bands, then maybe you know more about
like
Dokken.
Megadeth or like
yeah, which I wouldn't know anything about them either. So here is a little clip that we talked about last time. This is Dokken from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors. All right, Keith, we could have put that on your quiz with George. You might have got this. Have you been to a Dokken concert?
I have not been to a Dokken concert, but I did like Dokken.
All right. Sorry, my bad. Songs related to travel. It is related to transportation. I didn't even get this right. I did this late last night. So, all right. Let's see who's first on this week. It is Keith. Ooh, with We Built This City. Tell us a little bit about your choice here.
Okay, so I know it's not a song related to travel, but the group is
Not
related to travel.
Nothing is travel.
Starship.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to think outside the box. So Starship, originally they were known as Jefferson Airplane.
Jefferson Airplane.
Then they went to Jefferson Starship.
Yep.
And then to Starship.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's play the song.
All right. Now, while we play the song, George, cue up the next Mahia Haze. We weren't sure if we're gonna make it to our fourth beer, but we did it. We did it, folks. All right, Starship. We built this city.
We built this city on rock and
9 seconds.
Okay, so I don't know. What's your thoughts? Let me hear your thoughts on this song. Do you guys remember it? Did you like it?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
remember it. Yeah,
okay?
and I
This-
remember the whole Jefferson airplane and Jefferson
Yeah.
Starship and like
So
Mannequin. Was it tied to? They were tied to Mannequin too, right?
yeah, so it was Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. I think
Yeah.
that song
Yeah.
was in Mannequin. Yeah, so yeah, this song went to #1 in 1985. Just a catchy pop rock tune. It just, again, kind of a feel good song, I guess I would say. When I hear it, it just,
I do. I like it. Yeah, it's a good choice.
yeah. So so a real quick story. So I did not see Starship in concert, but in high school, I walked into my dentist office, and sitting in the waiting room was lead singer Grace Slick. So the two lead singers, Mickey Thomas, I think is his name here, and then the female half was Grace Slick. So, anyways, she was sitting in the waiting room, my dentist office, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah, it's Grace Slick of Starship." And then out came her daughter. Anybody know who her daughter was? So her daughter was, her name was China Cantner, and she's the same age as us. She was a VJ on MTV about the same time. So
she was famous too already.
she was in high school, but I think like while she was a teenager, it was probably during the summers or something. She went to MTV and she was a VJ.
And I watched MTV, and I don't even remember that. I mean, that name's not even
The
familiar.
name sounds a little familiar, but I
Yeah.
can't picture. So
Yeah, if you see her, so it was after obviously the core four, right? Can you name the core four? Do you guys remember the core four VJs?
as Kurt Loder.
Oh, that's core five, maybe. Kurt Loder. Well, what's it? I got Mark Goodman, Alan Hunter, Nina Blackwood,
Nina Blackwood.
Martha Quinn.
Martha Quinn.
Nina Blackwood, Martha Quinn.
Yeah.
I remember those names more than the others.
Yeah, and then after that, like Downtown Julie Brown came, and then around that time, I think China Cantner was also there. But anyways, that was my high school
that's
brush
those are
with
good
fame.
facts about that too. China, what I might
Cantner, Kantner.
there. Yeah. We'll show everyone who China, who she is on the next one. Maybe we show it, people will recognize her more even. All right. Well, when we get to mine, I did not do that much research or have a lot more stories with mine, but that was good.
That's why it's a cassette tree, you know.
The cassette tree. All right. George is Take on Me by Aha.
So it depends what part you actually get the 9 seconds from. There is a part to this. I really like this video, the way that they do they do like the comic grab.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a part where they're actually on like a racetrack and they have the guy with the flag and the checkered flag and everything. Yeah, when we were talking about transportation, or we were talking about cars, of course, drive cars. I thought about that, but this was the first thing that came to mind, so I kind of stuck with it.
All right. Well, let's play first. Let's play this. So
Here.
George chose this song. It's like something about transportation. I wasn't sure of this song. I was like, wait, are you sure this is the song?
They're racing.
I'm sure.
on
Are you
motorcycles.
sure this is the song that you want? So I had to put that clip in. So if you're not watching, if you're listening, we just showed a clip, part of the video where they are racing and where it does have to do with transportation there. So
That was a good pull.
without extra, like, hey, make sure you get this part in there.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, because I did almost text you last night and say, George, Like
You
you know,
sure?
you know what the genre was, right? This where because I even went into like Chat GPT and I'm like, what does the song "Take on Me" have to do with transportation? And it's like, this song has nothing to do with transportation. It's about a guy trying to get a girl back and like take a chance on me, like so.
This was back when MTV used to play videos.
So I did put in that segment, but bonus segment. Two iconic parts of this song. So whether this song, whatever this song is about, those right, the chorus, very popular song, but then also the dun 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 dun, dun like the keyboard on here is also very, very popular. And so I had to put in a couple of clips for this one. But all right,
I would have appreciated a couple more clips for my song too, but hey.
I mean, your song also did not have a lot to do with transportation outside of a starship and traveling to the dentist's office.
Exactly. There you go. It's the only way I was going to fit that story into anything. So
yes. But you got it in. That was, I mean, that you would not have fit that in any other time. You're like, hey, remember that group Starship? We're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah,
perfect. All right. We do have our last beer in here. So before we get to my song, we're gonna do a quick. We showed it earlier, but yeah, what are we drinking, George?
This is a Mahea Hazy IPA. This is from Kona Brewing Company, and without risking too much of actually seeing what the
alcohol,
the ABV is, I'm not going to look too much more. I can look at it more afterwards. It doesn't really taste that like really big, but I'm going to guess like 6.5.
Not even. I give it a 6. This is so Kona Brew has a whole bunch of different beer. I mean, they're famous for their longboard lager. I mean, that's what they're. I'm getting mixed up with all the other. Well, longboard,
big wave.
I'm like thinking Big Swell was popping in my head. So yeah, Big Wave and longboard lager. Yeah. You'll probably find the most in bars and restaurants, and if you go to the store. This is their first hazy beer. So they brew a whole bunch of other stuff. Pipeline Port. And I won't even try and name anymore. They got a porter, they got a stout. But this is their first hazy beer. They got IPAs, but this is their first hazy. All right. It's okay. I give it like a 7 for quaffable. And yeah, I don't think it's that big. Like closer to 6, I think.
What did I say? 6.5? I say 6.5, and I'll give it a 7 also for the quaffable.
All right. What is it?
Yes, I have to look at it. 6%.
6%
ABV.
All right.
IPA, hazy IPA. Moonlit cheers. Kicking back with your friends at the beach under the glow of a full moon is pure magic. That's the vibe that inspired Mahea Hazy IPA. An intense yet smooth, cloud-like IPA without the bitter bite, so it goes down easy. Cheers to island life. It's a lot of words for 6.0.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Thank you, Kona Brew, for their haze. Yeah, it's good. They do have a couple of good IPAs.
Oh, you have a dessert too, right?
We do have dessert as well. We'll see if we get.
So we
to
don't
the
have
dessert.
to end. We don't have to.
It might be the post. It might be what we at least open and pour in here. All right. So I chose.
There you go.
That actually has to do with transportation.
Yeah, but that's too easy. You could have picked Little Red Corvette.
So, but here's it's too easy, but it also has more meaning. So when we were doing covers,
Yep.
when the episode was done, I was like, Fast Car, there's a cover of this song. And I was like, oh, and then it was like, oh wait, it's Transportation. And so I had the opportunity, like this could very well have been my cover song from last time. But here it is as my transportation or travel song.
You get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we.
I'm also not sure if Tracy Chapman is a guy or a girl. I'm
It's a girl.
Are you sure?
Girl. Yeah.
It's a girl? Because then I thought it was a girl, and then I just watched that little clip, and when I recorded it when I put it in last night, I thought, again, I'm not sure. Again, all right. So, I mean, because Tracy could be a boy or a girl. It's good to know. But here, listen to this again. I like.
You get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we.
We're sure that's a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Give Me One Reason is one of my favorite Tracy Chapmans.
I love the vibe. I love the Tracy Chapman vibe.
But this, to me, this is like Yellow Man being known for being an albino. It's like the obvious. I think that's where Keith and I kind of went off. Like we're looking for outside the box kind of answers.
Yep. Nothing
Maybe.
wrong with that. I like it. We'll see what we do with alcohol next week.
That I might stay right down the middle.
Yeah. We did say red wine is like in line with an alcohol song that you might pick. Apparently that is probably not on the table for what we might do. So we'll see. But anyway, this is Luke Combs' version. So this is a remake of Fast Car that's been pretty popular recently.
Remember when we were driving in your car, speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out.
Which also had an alcohol reference. Just said like as if I was drunk. This might be my alcohol song for next week. Oh wait, it's not from the 80s.
Oh yeah. No, but the original is. So you could have used this song for this week, last week, next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I got a good Lady Antebellum song for alcohol, but anyway.
Is that Red Cup or something like that? They're talking about.
Yeah, it's like is it Champagne Night?
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier. I don't know if it was before we started. So off air talking about pretty much every country song.
Yeah,
there you go.
They'll work. Yeah,
will work in the alcohol category. But yeah, the Red Solo Cup. There's a Red Solo Cup song.
Yep.
I don't know who sings that. Or so my wife is also a big country fan, so she listens to 97.5, which is the country station here in Hawaii. So every time I ride in her car, I can't touch this. Like you just listen to whatever is going on, and it's always country music. And so
that's funny. For the last couple of weeks, my car has just been like Christmas songs. So
when does 92.3 turn into? When does KSSK turn into Christmas songs? After
I'm not sure, but I know
it's after Thanksgiving.
I know that 105.9 has already converted, and it's just nonstop Christmas songs.
So 92.3 KSSK radio in Hawaii turns into Christmas songs after Thanksgiving. They also, on July 25th,
they do a Leon.
They do Leon, and they play Christmas songs all July 25th.
Cool.
So if you're not familiar with what Leon Day is Noel spelled backwards, and it's like 6 months till Christmas. And so July 25th is Leon Day.
The midway point to Christmas.
Midway to Christmas. And July 24th is my birthday, and your birthday is July 20th. So I know we can celebrate Leon.
And I'm already thinking about Christmas at that point. So yeah.
All right. Keith, you got
Um,
any more trivia? Like you always got some like more questions for us.
okay. How about so we talked about my brush with I call it my brush with fame with Grace Slick and China Cantner.
Right.
Have you guys? What's the most recent? Have you guys had any recent brushes with fame? Any?
So I have my Bruno Mars Sensei story. I don't think I've ever told it on the podcast. Um, for people that don't know, Peter Hernandez, aka Bruno Mars, was a student of mine back at Stevenson Middle School, and this is maybe, I don't know how long, maybe about 7 years ago. My wife and I, we go to Japan, and we go to this one bar, and they're playing Bruno Mars songs all night, like nonstop, just videos. Bruno Mars, Bruno Mars, Bruno Mars. And we're like, wow, we're in Japan and we're listening to American music. We're already like, wow, what's going on? So we talk to somebody sitting at the bar who knows the owner, and we're like, why are they playing Bruno Mars music? And he says, oh, the owner is obsessed with Bruno Mars. He's Bruno Mars' #1 fan. He can't get enough. I'm like, oh, I was Bruno Mars' teacher. He's like, what? You taught Bruno Mars? So he calls the owner. He's like, Bruno Mars Sensei. He's like, this is Bruno Mars Sensei. And the guy flipped out. He's like, Bruno Mars Sensei, like 1 degree. You 1 degree. You Bruno Mars Sensei. Yep. So we're in the bar. He comes. So my wife at the time, she goes to the bathroom. She's like, I got to use the bathroom. So she goes to the restroom. This guy comes from behind the bar and he's like, oh, picture, like, can I take a picture? It's like, yeah, sure, we can take a picture. So he's all like, oh, he's so excited. Now, everybody else that's in the restaurant, they're Japanese and they know the owner. And so they're just like, why is he taking a picture with this guy? This guy must be. So we're taking pictures and they're like, wow, why are they taking pictures? And he's like, oh, Bruno Mars Sensei. The next person comes up. So now the next couple like taking a picture. Then the next people come up, and Cheryl, my wife, comes out of the bar, and they're like, she's like, "What is going on?" Everybody in the bar is taking pictures with Bruno Mars Sensei, and I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, that was, my not famous, but famous for being like Bruno Mars' teacher.
So did they ask you to sing or anything?
Bruno Mars Sensei doesn't have to sing. They just needed to know that I was his teacher. Here's what they don't do in Japan, apparently, is buy drinks for for famous people or pick up tabs or doing anything. What they did do is kick us out as soon as they closed. They're like, oh, what? No, you guys gotta go. So that's the closest. I mean that's a while ago, but that's a fun. Famous, not famous story.
That's a hard one to top for sure.
I got a discount for having a podcast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I remember when I said I was in San Diego and I told the girl we had a podcast and it was a brewery, I forget where you told me to go there. I forget. I remember the girl's name was Kaylee.
I remember when you brought So I am going back to Seattle to go to the
that should be
the bottle shop that I always go to, and man, they always got like that is heaven. And I always post it on social media, take a little video of like everything that's going on there. But that's definitely someplace I can't wait to go back to. And I am not famous for a podcast. I mentioned the podcast. There's no discount. There's no nothing. Maybe I'll bring them a shirt or something and
that might work.
See what I can get for the shirt.
Try that.
Yeah, maybe you'll get a couple views and it may take off from there. That may be the start of it.
Tag them in something. And
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any recent brushes with fame. Like, it seems like I bump into people a lot, but they're more like not A-list. They're kind of a little bit.
Like, hey, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So have you guys ever watched? Not you, you just brought. Okay. Have you guys ever watched? So back in the '70s, there were two TV shows. There was one show called Adam 12. You guys remember that show?
Police movie.
It was
Yeah.
a police one. Adam 12, and then the I guess the sister TV show was called Emergency,
Emergency. Yeah.
and it was like the fire paramedic. So anyway, I was in Sam's Club a couple weeks ago. I'm walking down the aisle, just me and an employee there, and he starts talking like, "You look like," and I was like, "What?" So I turn around and he's like, "Have you ever watched the show Emergency?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I remember that show." And he's like, "You look like the guy who was in Emergency." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "You know what? As a matter of fact, that's not the first time I've heard that." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you look like them." So I walked away, and after I thought about it for a couple minutes, I'm like, "You know what? The other time I had heard that was from the same guy at Sam's Club."
Oh.
So he stopped me like twice, probably like a year before that. He told me the exact same thing.
Well, it's stuck in his head.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
He still thinks
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Well, be prepared next time you just say, "I am that guy."
Yeah.
He believes it. He believes it pretty well.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna finish up. May not. We'll probably end this before we finish it. But this
Finish
is a
that, yeah.
Mine Haze Lemonade Rage, and so I did think that this was a beer because it says Mine Haze. I just picked it up. I just picked it off the shelf, and then I believe I saw somewhere that, I mean, it's Lemonade Rage, so I don't even think it's a beer. But now I can't find where it says that it's not a beer. But I did see how much alcohol is in here.
I see it too.
All right, well, maybe it is a beer.
All right. While you're opening that up, Magnum PI Rapid Fire. What were the name of the two dogs? The two Doberman Pinschers.
Houston Apollo.
What was Magnum PI's nickname for his red Ferrari?
Well, Robin won. I don't know if that was a nickname, but that was a license plate.
That was the license plate. That's good. He didn't have a nickname. I was trying to throw a trick question out there, and you. What branch of the military did he serve in?
Oh.
He wasn't in the military. Are we going to get us with one trick
No, it was
question?
a special
he was-
forces.
he was-
It was some kind of special ops, like
It was. I think it was the Marine Corps. Marine Corps. All right. His friend TC. What was the name of his helicopter company?
Island Hoppers.
Got it. What was what did TC stand for? Did it stand for Town and Country? Timothy Chang?
Timmy Chang. Coach.
Theodore Calvin or Theodore Charles?
Good. It's not the first two. I can tell you that. We'll go with
It's
Theodore
it's
Calvin. I'll go with Theodore
Yeah,
Calvin.
it's gotta be Calvin.
Yeah, it's Theodore Calvin.
So there's a rule that whenever you have multiple choice and you don't know the answer is to always choose C. Like that's the
There
when
you
in
go.
doubt, Charlie out. So,
All
are
right.
you familiar with the show Saved by the Bell?
I am.
Do you know what AC stands for?
Oh,
For
my
AC Slater?
Yes. Slater.
Since we're doing abbreviated names.
Yeah. I don't.
I want to remember one episode where they mentioned, oh, this is good.
What was it?
Albert Clifford.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I would have never gotten that. Now, I thought I saw something about Mario Lopez in the news lately, but I don't remember what it was. Anyways.
All right. Well, we're almost 2 hours in.
Okay, great. That's perfect because I got to run. Make sure you post this soon so I can get my run in.
Yeah, don't watch the video while you're running.
I won't.
Dangerous.
George's mom, I will not. I promise. I'm going to listen. I will not watch.
Perfect.
All right.
All right. So,
Sounds
Brewster's Millions, next movie.
And
We'll
song related to alcohol.
songs related to alcohol. We'll try and do this in a couple of weeks. Again, I'm traveling. We'll be back. We'll try and fit it in. Yeah, in a couple of weeks. I know we'll get a Christmas movie after that
At some point.
in there. So
30th episode, Brewster's Millions. It just worked out perfect.
30.
So,
I like it. We are already hitting 30. So thank you, Cousin Keith, for joining us again. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Yep.
So much fun.
All right,
definitely.
guys.
All right,
Until
cheers,
All right,
next
we'll
everyone.
see you.
All right,
Thank you.
later.
Bye.